Welcome back, everyone. When we last left our heroes? Question mark.
Heroes
They
for
were
hire.
they were fighting. Oh wait, no, wrong script. They were sitting preparing for Magpie's growing up ceremony. Before that, Boar, the dwarf, kind of nudges her and asks how her rabbit Ogden is doing, and she fills him in on that. But then do their they go in. Meanwhile, some of the people around the small, some old ladies, some younger folk, that sort of thing, some little kids running around, being little kids and not sitting down like they're supposed to, and people are trying to wrangle them. Some of them kind of looking at the smalls curiously because none of them really have ever seen a Vulpin before. Um, but they're being told no, don't don't try to grab her ear. She's not a regular fox or wolf or dog. She is a person. She is a bard. She is an adventurer. Not like they know Yuki's secret, like more like just, do not pull the Yuki tail. That would be bad because these are 3-year-old kids and impulse control is not a thing.
This is down. Down is good. This is up. Up is no.
I'm trying that. Trying a few things. If Whisper has appeared, they're curious about the rat folk too, because they've never seen a rat folk before, but, generally very friendly folk. They're just kind of like, oh, we've never seen this before. This is neat. They're welcome here, blah, blah, blah. And then a gong is rung. An old man stands. He is clearly dressed in the colors of the Gloomstalker. Black. All black, which is a little odd because the other rangers all have green cloaks. I welcome you to the coming of age ceremony of the final member of the Pix Award 9. People, give a cheer for that really quick. You see behind him 8 other people who are in their clan colors. So this is a little more the Sentai thing you guys were joking about earlier in the chat. Because they're actually dressed like that.
Like Sentai?
Not Sentai, but more like
They're color coded.
Color coded. They're color coded. Our final ranger will become a true Gloomstalker, as our family colors, a member of the shadows, the darkness, a friend to those that cannot use the light. A Gloomstalker is the one who looks out ahead for the rest while unseen, who strikes from the shadows and keeps others unaware and disoriented as their friends do what they must to survive. I, of course, speak of my own granddaughter, Magpie. If anyone has anything to say to try and say she is unworthy of this honor, despite her deeds and despite her training, speak now and prove your words. There is a dead silence. Nobody's saying anything. Snark isn't there, Raven. If he was, he'd have to prove it and would fail.
He just yells out, "I object," for wherever he is, and he doesn't know why. Pulls out the file.
Like, you people do things weirdly there.
I don't know why, but I feel like I'll kick Mag's butt tomorrow.
Gives it a few minutes and then says, as there are no true objections, or any for that matter, Magpie, please step on the stage. Magpie comes out. Her hood is down. She is quiet. She looks very solemn, even though this is a happy time, but it's just the nature of the ceremony. Magpie, do you promise to help those in need, to never judge, and to use the shadows as your friend, not your enemy? Magpie nods. If I ever fail to uphold any of this, may I be stripped of my colors, lose my skill, and forever be shunned and locked up by the Fae. Grandfather nods and takes her, from what everyone has seen whenever she wore it, her plain wooden badge, unstained. Basically, it's a birch badge. It's basically white. And dips it into a black pan of black stain. While we wait for the paint to dry, it's fast drying, so it only takes a few moments as he takes it out and puts it down so it can dry, because you don't really want to put black anything onto a green cloak when it's wet.
Oh, the stains.
We're all familiar with paint.
I'm being dramatic.
Dribble, dribble.
So as the paint is drying, Magpie, demonstrate your skill with a bow. So Magpie begins firing at some targets that are on the stage. And doing well. From that, the badge is given back to Magpie once it's dry. You are no longer Fae Hunter Gloomstalker. You are now Gloomstalker only. You may be an expert on the Fae like the rest of us, but you choose your own path from here on out like the rest of your people, the Pixie Ward 9. However, you know the one condition, the one true condition. Magpie nods. Never go down the path of evil. And if you do, I will fall where I stand in my next battle. That's my girl. And with that, let the party begin. And you hear whooping and hollering and joy.
Ah! Add to the ambiance.
Exactly.
Ah!
Magpie jumps down from the stage because, all the Pixie War 9 traditionally did that because they're dramatic like that. And, they're all hugging her. Amethyst is just like nudging her. I was like, it's about damn time you finally came of age. Hey, I didn't pick when I was born. Pike's kind of like ruffling her hair. It's like, oh, come on. Yeah, like they're teasing her. They're, like old friends. They grew up together, so they're gonna do this bullshit to each other.
Congratulations, Magpie.
Thanks. I'm finally fully grown. I don't feel any older, though.
I imagine it's like that. You just still feel small.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Especially with how
small.
big the world really is.
Yeah.
And then you hear the first announcement. And now, anyone who wishes to participate in the Bard Off, please step onto the stage. Of course, Spoons McGee is up there. He got new spoons. He has like an infinite supply or something. We're not sure.
Lo's just like searching around for a bonsai tree.
Is the dragon still around?
Is he?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes.
He just grabs him. Get up here.
Just drags him.
Yuki's
I
like,
do
"Come
this
on."
under protest.
I think you mean under Yuki.
Hey, Yuki,
That
why don't you do it
too.
too?
But she's dragging him up. It's like, we're doing this.
And so, well, we got 3 bards this year. We got one Shifra Sleepwell, one Yuki Cloudfur, and of course our champion, Bones McGee.
I'm Spoons McGee! Pretend those were spoons. Oh, I got it. You can't hear it, but I'm clicking Sharpies together.
That works.
Yeah.
So they have Spoons go first, and he plays his usual song, which is basically just him randomly clacking spoons very amelodically.
I live on a house on the prairie, and I live in a married.
Basically. That's actually right. Meanwhile, Magpie kind of settles next to Ludwig to watch if he has a free seat next to him. And is kind of suffering secondhand embarrassment from Spoons McGee, just like everyone else in Pixie Ward.
Interesting culture you have here.
He ain't part of the culture. He's a secondhand embarrassment at best.
I can relate.
There's a clatter of a load of spoons that drop at his feet.
Who wants an encore?
You know, this reminds me of when we had chicken for Bard.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
At least he was slightly better than Spoons McGee up there.
Not by much.
Fun.
It would be kind of draw, actually.
Anyway, of the two of you, who wants to play first?
I guess I will.
Get it
So
over
what-
with.
What does Shifrost play?
This is the greatest and best song in the world.
Yeah.
Oh my
Tribute.
god.
Long time ago, I was hitchhiking down a long and lonesome road. All of a sudden, there shined a shiny demon in the middle of the road. And he said, "Play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your souls." Well, I looked to the left, and I looked to the right, and then I said, "Okay." And I played the first thing that came to my head. It just so happened to be the best song in the world. It was the best song in the world. Look into my eyes and it's easy to see. 1 and 1 makes 2, 2 and 1 make 3. It was destiny. Once every 100,000 years or so, where the sun doth shine and the moon doth go and the glass doth grow. And then the rest of the song follows that. I don't think you want me to spend the time singing the entire song here.
I legit thought you were gonna do it, and I was just gonna let you.
Me too. It's my session. I can do that.
But no, I guess you're a coward.
I mean, I could, but I think you want to move on.
Yeah.
In the crowd, in the front row, there's actually this big red shiny demon with big black horns. He just clapping and just pokes the next person next to him. Yeah, that happened. That actually happened.
Hey, nobody's going to deny to that. When Shifrost finishes the song, everyone is applauding and going wild. Not the embarrassed applause Spoons McGee got, but actual uproarious applause. Now, Yuki, what do you play?
Well, Yuki goes up, grabs her lyre, and she starts playing a tune. I'll just put the actual clip of this in the chat here, if it'll let me. For some reason, it's been having trouble letting me paste stuff.
Try Control Z because it seems to refuse in right clicks anymore.
Okay. There it goes.
Yeah, give it a quick listen.
I assume we're gonna edit this in post.
Probably not, because it's gonna
Oh.
probably be copyright. Just
Yeah.
Uh,
So he's singing a
Cute.
song called Black Fox for those looking for the song itself.
yeah.
And as Yuki's playing, people are starting to kind of clap along and sing along because it's a very folky song, and this is a very folky town, so they're kind of enjoying it. They did that with Shifrost's too, I should say, but basically, both Shifrost and Yuki got quite a bit of applause.
anything but Spoons McGee.
And
No
so-
offense, but
Spoons McGee gets hit in the back of the head with a spoon.
Whispers have fun. Magpie is just kind of smiling and it's kind of like, this is probably the best Bardoff we ever had. She's probably leaning on Ludwig a little bit, seeing if she can make him blush a little bit. Probably not working because she's not good at it.
He just puts his hands around her shoulder.
Aww, and they're being a cute little couple.
He uses a hair ruffle and gives her a kiss on the forehead.
Mm. Her friends are all teasing her, just, making kissy faces at her.
mature.
They, again, Cloud, the tiefling, is just kind of like, beat me to ya. Magpie's like, you never had a chance. The only one that isn't really doing that is Arrow, because she is kind of the most mature, the oldest, like the mother hen of the group, kind of. Like mom friend. She's a mom friend, basically. Like, rest of you knock it off. They're just being a couple. Spine isn't really doing it either, and neither is Oak, because they're both, fairly stoic in nature. But now it's time for the judging. Yuki, Shifros, give me performance rolls.
Okay.
This is probably going to be the only roll in the entire game today. And just type them in the chat, so I'm like, okay, I know which one wins. Yeah. I am not rolling for Spoons McGee. He automatically loses because that was the point of him.
Oh my god.
They're Bart.
Oh my god! Fifth time! Anyone but Spoons McGee is a winner.
It's apparently a tie. Yuki and Shifrost are both now the Pixie War champions of the Bardoff. Nobody could decide.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Amazing. So next, there's of course the cook-off and the feast. Is Shifrost going to participate in the cook-off?
I mean, he won't expect to win because he knows he's still learning.
That's a good attitude to have. Bunch of the grandmothers are there, along with anyone else who wishes to participate for any reason. Again, it is open.
Nope.
What is Shifrost going to make for the bake-off?
That is an excellent question. How much time is allotted for actually cooking?
About an hour.
What if you made a chicken?
Now it's a
They don't-
bake-off, so you're thinking more sweets than anything.
or breads or something like that.
Chicken pot pie.
To be fair, they'd give you the pot pie. I mean, not the pot. They'd give you the damn chicken to slaughter yourself because, you know, there are farms in the area and all that.
I mean, no need. We have a hat.
Well, then he'd be
You're
cooking
not-
himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like a horrible plan.
I know.
It's exactly the type of thing Okasan would come up with. So Shifros, given the fact that we are in a forest-ish area, is going to ask what type of berries are readily available.
Well, wild, we got raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. We also grow our own strawberries and, of course, good berries. I mean, it's a ranger town. What do you expect?
Okay. So in that case, he is going to make a triple berry pie.
Okay. There are brownies, there are cookies. Magpie's grandmother makes the birthday cake, as she does every year. But she decided to make it the entry this year because this is a special occasion, aka Magpie's coming of age ceremony. And no, Shifros doesn't win, but he does place fairly well. Roll me a d6, Sarat.
That would be a 3.
So Shifros actually placed third place in the cook-off. Second place was actually one of the other families, and of course, Grandma placed first because she does every freaking year. She technically runs the bakery in Pixie Ward, that's why. So she's got a lot of practice.
It Spoons McGee. You participate?
He does. He makes a spoon pie. It's not edible at all.
He has
Somehow a
those
fork got in
spoons.
there.
He has those spoons. They've all been stolen.
Somehow he got a fork in there.
He had a knife. There's a spork.
How did a spork get in here? No wonder I lost.
He's the old man McGucket of that town. I'm running with this now.
Burn my britches!
Basically.
Old man, I gotta get what? Fitting in a bucket. Knew I should have gone for fish pie this year.
You know, Granny kind of smiles at Shifros. Well, not bad for your first year participating. Most people don't get third place when they first start out.
Yeah, I am still learning.
We're all still learning there. I mean, Magpie still learning to be a ranger. I'm still learning how to bake myself. Even at my age, you learn something new. For example, I did not know that Pixie Ward Punch would be as big as it is all over other islands sometimes. I.e., one other person likes it besides Magpie. Jokes aside, after the two simple, cute little competitions, just to showcase his feast. And, you know, the group are sat with each other. You know, it's more free seating, not labeled like at the winter ball. You know, food is offered. You know, Aloysius gets, you know, his own plate as an offering, aka, of course, the dragon's going to eat at the feast. Come on. The kobolds technically have places at the table, but they're kobolds. That's basically akin to trying to sit children at the table.
Stubby is offended.
These kobolds are like little kids, in case you haven't noticed.
Think of the clitorin.
Pardon?
The clitorin.
I think they mean children?
Yeah, clitorin.
The children are actually worse than the kobolds, actually.
Sure.
Getting them to sit is near impossible.
That's why Yuki plays her music to get them to behave.
Yuki's
By the way, yes, there is.
Sit down or so help me.
So help me! So help me!
My guy.
Does anyone want a child to just kind of ask them a random question?
Sure.
Go down the line.
Yep.
You're all getting it. One of them looks at Shifrost. Hey, mister, are you the one Magpie calls the leader? The Shifrost?
Leader?
Magpie says you're technically the one who founded the group, so you're kind of the leader.
Huh. I guess that would be me, yes.
Magpie says you're really good with music, and you really were. She also says you're pretty smart.
Magpie says a lot of things, doesn't she?
She tells us all about her adventures.
Did she mention how I met Baba Yaga?
Yes, she has talked about Baba Yaga. She said you had a dinner party with her, too. That's where she met her boyfriend.
I don't think that's where she met her boyfriend. But that is
Another-
where they profess love for each other.
Another kid was like, no, she met him when she met the Lord of the Forest. Remember? Well, yeah, now they're buff friends. Yes, some of them are kind of snickering, saying, like being a little brats because they're little kids.
And yes, they do kiss.
They're kissing off to the bard off.
Yes, do me a favor. And you see Shifrost kind of lean down close and go, when you get chance, ask Magpie about special reading material she keeps to self.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So there's this story called Dragon Heat.
Ah!
No, God.
Yes, God.
Another one goes up to Lo. Like, ever
Hello?
seen a cleric before?
Oh, yeah, I do healing magic. It's a thing that I do.
Magpie says you were really helpful during the fight with the Lord of the Harvest.
She wrote about that?
Mm-hmm. Everyone was really happy when you beat him. Plus, we heard you burned his arm off. That was cool.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest, that's like the one thing I remember. There was a lot going on. It was terrifying. I burnt him.
He deserved it. He ate kids. You
Yeah.
see the little kid like pouting, like all mad.
I've heard. He was... Wow. You really had to deal with something big like that so young.
We're the first generation that won't have to face him.
Huh.
At
Didn't
least
know
that's what
kids...
my daddy says.
Well, I'm happy we could help you guys.
I think all the islands are happy you could help.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad too. I'm glad I found this place. These people. I've seen some things in my day. I sound like an old person, but let's just say I'm happy you're here.
Good. You should be happy. Everyone should be happy.
Yeah. Happy. I assume they're
Well,
just like,
you.
yeah. And as the kids like run off doing their thing, like Lo is just sitting on like a bench, like farther away from like the rest of the festivities, just like, and almost enraptured by like this lantern that's set up next to them. Like they kind of like were darting their eyes back at it while they were talking to the kids until they started talking about, you know, their place now. But now the kids are gone, they're just sort of back staring at it in wonder, sort of flashing back to like the arm thing.
I'm about to cry. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, a little boy, little more mischievous than the rest, like, so is looking at Yuki. So what are you? Never seen a talking fox before.
What they call a Vulpin.
Oh yeah, I think Auntie Magpie writes about you. You're Yuki, right?
That's me.
Magpie says you are a very fun person, and she says that you've really saved her bacon a few times by keeping enemies from getting near her.
I don't know about that, but I try.
She also says that you are really talented with your music, which we're glad we got to hear.
I mean, Shifrost was obviously really good too, but I try.
That's why you tied.
Yeah, I guess so.
So does Magpie have any embarrassing secrets from the guild? Like you see this evil look on his face.
She does. She hasn't told me any.
I'm just gonna be hiding something. Magpie's always been a bit of a goof. I remember when she was in her story, she was hunting berries one time with Arrow and she found a bunch of red caps. And not the mushrooms.
I think I remember her telling me that story too.
Chased her all the way back to town. And I saw her when she was going to the guild. The Fae stole her boots. She had to walk to the airship barefoot.
I mean, it's not so bad. Sticks her feet up in the air. See?
Magpie was not happy. That was her favorite pair of boots. I guess she got new ones now.
Probably.
And you start to learn that Magpie is kind of a klutz. 90% of the time. Now, that same kid that went to Shifrost has walked up to... Since is Whisper visible at the table, or is he just kind of like stealing food from a hiding spot near Magpie?
My patches.
Whisper is visible. His more abilities allow him to just disappear in plain sight. So he sort of look over there. You look over there. He just disappears. Only can do this while you're actually looking at him.
So he's basically just blending in.
He's just blending in.
Yeah, some people are kind of noticing him and think, oh, he's adorable, and just leaving it at that, but they notice he's a little shy, so...
He's also going under the tables and stuffing as much food into his bag of holding as possible.
That's fine. Everyone's probably gonna end up with a doggy bag anyway.
He steals an entire bird.
There's like 5 of them on the table at least. How big is the one he steals?
Biggest.
Good boy. But the one that was talking to Shifrost was up to Magpie and Ludwig. And the first thing is like, Magpie, Shifrost wants to know if you have what's called adult reading material. Magpie, I'm gonna kill that halfling in about 2 seconds now.
But there's this book called Dragon Heat.
No, he didn't. Like, Ludwig, please ignore him. Please ignore him.
He's just sniggering to himself.
And he's looking at Ludwig's like,
Oh, you're Magpie's boyfriend.
Yes, I am. He then kisses Magpie on the end of the nose.
Magpie is like blushing and the kid's just dying.
So, is Magpie a good kisser?
He just smirks, nods, ruffles the kid's hair.
Are you gonna marry her?
Magpie. Magpie.exe has stopped completely working, by the way, so.
Marriage is a strange and archaic custom. That's. Maybe one day, maybe not. You'll see where the winds of fate take us.
Magpie's gonna get married. Magpie's gonna get married. Magpie is just. You see, like, the kid's like a little green dragonborn. You see the mama dragonborn run. It's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Jesse, you knock it off. Stop bothering them.
Aw, it's Magpie's boyfriend. I get to bother.
No, you don't. I'm so sorry. Jesse.
He pulls something out of his jacket and hands it to the kid.
The kid's looking at it. What is it?
It is basically a child's edition of the Penny Dreadfuls. It's a series of children's stories. Of course, basically the usual things are basically warning tales of what to look out for in life and whatnot.
You missed her?
Some are humorous, some are serious, some are basically been missing by Oka-san. Yes?
He said thank you. He's thanking Ludwig.
Ah, yes. You are most welcome.
Well, that's very kind of you, sir.
There's also a special place at the back. All the awkward questions to ask your family.
That family is doomed, aren't they?
Yes.
Magpie's just kind of like smiling at Ludwig's like, well, that's one way to handle him. He's always a curious one. They say he's a lot like me when I was a kid.
You hear about a minute later. So where do babies come from?
Basically. But we're not going to go into that. I'm actually not sure if dragonborn babies come from eggs or not.
Well, when an ogre and a human love each other very much, it becomes very popular within an American audience. And so they decide to make 3 more movies and give them children for some reason. Did it just register?
Yes. Yes.
I knew where you're going. It's not a small.
You were either going there or dragon and donkey. So
it's not a.
That might be more apt considering where we are.
It's not a small session unless we get our references.
To be fair, we've got plenty of them. I mean, technically, Aloysius is a reference too. If anyone can guess it in the audience, go ahead. And of course, there's the feast. You know, the kids are eventually settled, and you know, people are talking, asking questions. Arrow is just kind of like, you know, poking Magpie a little bit, like, so apparently your beau's good with kids. Yeah. He's actually really good with kids, from what I've noticed. You know, she's just kind of blushing and kind of rubbing the back of her neck. Yeah, Oak, one of the few, not Oak, Boar, one of the few who don't actually have a pixie word accent. He has more of a dwarvish accent. So, you good with animals too? Yeah, he's like pointing at Ludwig.
Yeah. My grandmother's more the animal person.
Oi, what kind of animals do you specialize in?
Their family specializes in displacer beasts.
No wonder Magpie fell for you. Those are her favorite critters in the world. Adores those damn beasts.
Are you more of a blink dog person yourself?
Yeah, but don't mention that to Magpie. She's a little afraid of those. Boar, I'm gonna kill you. I ain't that afraid. What's that behind you? I think it's a blink dog. Wait! Boar's just laughing.
And you hear the sound of a blink dog back there somewhere.
I'm starting to like your friend Shift Ross. He had to learn prestidigitation. And Magpie's just a little afraid of him for some reason. That's the only dog she's afraid of, too. But for some reason, put a displacer beast in front of her, she wants to cuddle the damn thing to death. I just slipped into the southern accent because I cannot do a Scottish accent for the life of me.
Not the best choice, considering you're very familiar with said displacer beast.
Again, I prefer the blink dogs. They're a little easier to tame for most people, from what I understand. But, Magpie here, she's more a cat person, down to the bone, so she prefers the displacer beast. I'll have you know, Sir Fluffykins is the sweetest thing on the planet. Boar just has this very confused look on his face. Who's Sir Fluffykins?
My grandmother's displacer beast.
You're telling me you got to cuddle a displacer beast? He wanted pets. I gave him pets. He had his head in my lap and everything.
Ludwig, you feel a little nuzzling on your legs. You see Scouter just being like, "Hi."
Oh. Wait, who's Tresemme? I cannot say the species I play. Who's Tresemme is that?
Lo walks over. That's mine. Sorry, I got distracted. I guess he ran off. Hi, Scouter. They like pick him up. It's like, yeah, over the shoulder. There we go. There we go.
Well, it's
He's my pet.
fine. Boar's one of the Beastmasters, so damn things are lucky, you know. Yeah.
Lucky?
I'm stealing that from Shift Ross's thing.
No, I saw that in character.
Oh. Yeah, it's supposed to be like good luck or something. Speaking of good luck, how's your little rabbit Ogden? Ogden's fine, but how do you get him to like people other than me? Boar just starts cracking up. Because Ogden only likes Magpie. Anyone else who gets near him, he either tries to bite, kick, thump, or just scream.
Aminals. You're an animal.
Feast, goes on. People start asking questions. One person asked Ludwig what his main businesses are as a noble, since nobles are known to have little side businesses here and there.
And he answers with his basically ingoing, outgoing transportation of stocks and supplies for the island.
You know, one person asks him about Everwood because they heard that story and find it very funny.
He adds the place has gone very interesting ever since the cult of Lord Putty has spread through it. It hasn't totally taken over, but there's a good 50-50 for followers and non-followers.
You hear some of the Pixie Wardens laughing, and they're like, you know, another one goes like, now, be a little respectful. I hear this noble can actually talk to Fae properly. Remember what Magpie said? He spoke to a lord of the forest. A forest emperor. You know how big and dangerous those damn things are. You weren't here for that. That was like a session you were late to. That was fun. You know, one of the little kids kind of goes, "What's like
A real emperor of the forest? A real lord of the forest? No way.
And
It's true.
awakened aspects of nature given purpose by the Fae. Yes.
And a little boy's like, I don't believe it. They don't show up for anybody. Magda goes, they showed up for us. Oh boy.
See, Magpie saw it too.
I bet she did most of the talking. My mouth was on the ground scared. Ludwig did most of the talking. No, just got like all these little kids are now like looking at them wide-eyed, like, oh my god. Because Fae is kind of like, sorry. Fae are kind of like the fairy stories and the tales and the scary stories that the kids hear. So they hear the stories from the other rangers about the Fae they encounter and all this. They hear the warning stories of Baba Yaga and the Lord of Horn and Gold and the Lady with Midnight Teeth and the Bear King and the Lord of the Hunt and all of those tales. And of course, the Pale-Lit King. You know, they hear these stories. So for anyone to say, oh, we met this and not be from Pixie Ward is even more amazing than, you know, a Pixie Warden mentioning that. And for somebody like Magpie to have met both the Lord of the Harvest and a Lord of the Forest alone is just kind of like mind blown.
Children, a thought for you. I've heard plenty of this community's views to nobles and their dealings with the Fae. Have I give you this little thought to muse over? Time again I hear about how nobles are unable to deal with the Fae properly. You cannot deal with them without causing problems along the way. So here's another way of looking at it. Maybe these nobles have done the best they can. The Fae are demanding. The Fae are fickle. The Fae write a contract that will make a devil blush in envy. Maybe all they have done is limited the damage for cohabitation to happen. Because in this wide world, things are never as they are. Simple, no, never. You deal with dragons, you have certain rules. Even the dragons have rules among themselves. Like, they never enter the territory of others, so you never find two different dragons from two different communities on another island or each other's. And yet, the dragons and the fae apparently keep this world running. They keep the gears turning. They keep nature in balance. But
One
that is just my thoughts.
one little kid looks and is like,
That's how we don't get rid of the Fae, because that would be stupid. But sometimes, when we're called in, that's usually when things get really bad, according to my daddy. Yeah, my mama said the same thing. There were some nobles that actually do try to cheat out of Fae deals, too. There's where we get called in, because they try to use us to help cheat. You just see like a lot of the rangers there kind of put their heads down. This is the stuff they had to deal with. Because as much as Ludwig is right, there are still people out there who, through greed, through envy, through laziness, don't want to fulfill those deals at all, even if they're not that limited, and will, unfortunately, try to screw the Fae over too. And they think Fae Hunter implies they will kill the Fae, so they get what they want and not have to fulfill the bargain. And of course, there is the counterexample of Fae that don't fulfill their end or go overboard, like the Lord of the Harvest. But that was kind of, even the Fae got sick of his shit, so that's a moot point. Another kid looks up. Have you ever done anything that you just had to calm the damage down instead of, it being okay with the Fae?
Like, they're looking at Ludwig like curious, because they can tell he's not a greedy noble. They can tell he means very well. He's very kind.
Sometimes all we do is what we can do. Sometimes
for
we need to
that.
do unpleasant things.
Magpie just kind of takes his hand, sensing a little bit of trauma, I guess is the best word for that.
Not really.
Still like an air of sadness. It's just like a light comfort.
He squeezes your hand in back in return.
Either way, I don't think I could talk to an emperor of the forest. They're scary.
They look like giant centaur bugs.
Yeah, with antlers and flowers for eyes.
Yeah, that's creepy. There's one right behind you. Like the little kids are being little kids, basically.
He just leans over and says to it, yeah. There's one right there, he says pointedly. I imagine there's an edge of a forest over there. Somewhere. Is there? You can't see it, but it's there. It's watching.
Little kids all run screaming the opposite direction.
Ludwig just smirks to himself.
Magpie's like, that was evil. That was pure evil what you did to those kids. She's trying not to laugh. She's got like a big grin on her face. She's so teasing him.
Just another life lesson.
Yeah, don't believe people when they say something's behind you.
Oh, especially when something's behind you.
Magpie just
You another blink dog sound from behind you somewhere.
Frost, I know that's you. There are no blink dogs here.
Turns out there actually is a blink dog behind you.
No, there isn't.
There's a licking on the back of your hand.
You're evil, Raven. No. And Magpie kind of goes, just kind of shakes her. Like, I don't know about a lord of the forest, but there are red caps in that forest, so little ones should stay away. And, as the dinner is winding down, dessert is served, and you kind of see like some other musicians setting up besides Spoon McGee. They don't enter the Bardoff because they don't feel like they can do that, but they're setting up so they can play for the dancing. Because what's a party without a little dancing? But I believe this is a good place to stop because we're almost an hour. And next time we'll get to the final part, which is the dancing, the festivities, and any general exploring of the island you want to do at night. So until next time, be good, be well, and
Beware the blink dog behind you.
God damn it,
What?
Raven.
Where?
Later, folks.
Bye.
I
Bye bye.